Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now October 11th of 2021. Now, we're getting only closer and closer to the release of the Book of Boba Fett, which by the way is going to really set the stage for the future of the Star Wars franchise at heart and exactly what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are really preparing to do to really kind of create this different atmosphere when it comes to the Star Wars franchise at heart as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of fun and entertaining things from time to time and interact with you guys further. So, we're now in a very interesting phase right now for Star Wars because we're only getting closer to the Book of Boba Fett teaser trailer, plus the first look of the actual series that's really gonna turn things around for the franchise. Robert Rodriguez has said this many times, constantly before, in the past number of interviews that he has given, is that this series is gonna be like no other. It's gonna be very action-packed with no filler at all, period. And I think that's going to be interesting to see a Star Wars story that has absolutely no filler at all whatsoever in the form of a TV show. So, moving ahead from all of this, we do know that Jon Favreau has a lot of plans for the future of Star Wars. He's very much, in tune with his goals. He really wants to set those goals and present them to the fans. I think that he's very ambitious. He knows what he's doing. He's very passionate as a creator and as Star Wars fan at heart. So we do know that Jon Favreau taking care of Star Wars is probably the best thing that's happening right now from point A to point B of the timeline that's currently being built. Now, given that, of course, we have shows like Kenobi and Ahsoka being created as we speak, we also have shows like The Mandalorian Season 3, which is currently being filmed right now, and they're going to begin doing the extensive work, like the real plot-heavy material that's going to be filmed by this November. So, with that being said, what Jon Favreau had to say about the mandoverse really excites a lot of fans out there. So, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe with projects like Star Wars Ahsoka and even the Kenobi series starring Ewan McGregor, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing everything in their power to bring Star Wars back to its roots in order to keep the vision by George Lucas intact for the entire new universe. However, recently creator Jon Favreau was able to reveal something very exciting for the future of the mandoverse and more. Jon Favreau went on to explain that we are doing something deeply special with this next season for The Mandalorian that is going to involve brand new locations and some locations that we are going to be taking from Star Wars Legends. Myself and Dave Filoni are making sure to create this surreal feeling for Season 3 by combining some characters from the past to actually spend time with the current characters that you would otherwise never expect to happen. You are going to see many familiar faces in the next season, and I mean many more. We can't over-exaggerate this, but we really are going all out for Season 3. That's really going to transform the brand overnight. When Favreau was questioned about Luke Skywalker, Favreau answered stating, "Well, that's actually quite interesting that you actually ask that. Well, what we are doing with him is going to involve what is his journey and what was that like just a couple of years after Return of the Jedi. Me and Dave wanted to tap into that more and of years of course, spaced after the original trilogy movies and what that could really look like. But I always wanted to explore Luke Skywalker to meet figures that once knew his father and how he became Darth Vader and how Luke could get this pure and innocent knowledge of his father to better understand why he turned instead of just Obi-Wan. We cannot wait to show you the relationship between Luke and Grogu. We are going to actually taking aspects from a specific Star Wars Legends book that's going to drive that story in particular. Additionally, separate from all of this and what Jon Favreau had to say, there is in fact a major scene that's being planned to be filmed in early 2022 around January, specifically late January, that is set to involve both Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano, speaking with the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker portrayed by actor Hayden Christensen. Now, Hayden is said to offer his voiceover work sometime in February of next year, speaking with Luke and Ahsoka, and that there are plans for Hayden to make a very brief appearance for The Mandalorian Season 3 as a Force ghost, however nowhere near as long as his screen time for the Ahsoka series. Now, this was said to have been a last-minute decision after Jon Favreau recently just saw Hayden's amazing work on the Kenobi show just last week, and what really moved him was Hayden's actual new type of acting, and decided that he wants Hayden to make a massive cameo in the series to set things up for the Ahsoka show. Now, like Favreau made it clear, he wants to go all out for this season, and as it will be, of course, a true foundation of the new direction of the Star Wars brand and using some of Lucas's original ideas. Now, this is a very interesting thing that Favreau had to say, and how it does connect with what's being planned to be filmed for January/February of 22. Now, The Mandalorian Season 3, mind you, it's going to be a very important show. There are a number of reasons why. We went over this just a couple of days ago. One of the big reasons, though, is that it's going to introduce a lot of characters from the past and some of the newer characters to interact with each other. So we're talking about a mixed match of Luke, Anakin, Ahsoka, Din Djarin, Grogu, all these beloved characters kind of coming together, you know, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, the list goes on and on. Now, that one scene in particular that really moves me is the fact that they are going to be dragging in Hayden Christensen to make a very small appearance, and I mean a very small appearance, as a Force ghost of himself, as Anakin Skywalker, right? That's going to be a thing in The Mandalorian Season 3 at the back end of the show. Now, obviously it's not going to be anything like the Ahsoka series. It's going to be far, less screen time than that, because this is primarily being done because Jon Favreau was so moved by what he recently saw from Hayden in the Kenobi series. He wanted to have him become a part of his actual Season 3 of The Mandalorian as soon as possible. So this was a last-minute decision. This was a very good decision, I must add, by Jon Favreau, and I think that he did an amazing job by dragging Hayden in and how he's setting up this father and son reunion. Now again, like I say, I know a lot of fans out there seem to be a little bit worried about the direction, right? Of how it seems to be focusing away from the character of Din Djarin. I don't believe it's focusing away from Din Djarin per se. It's just that this series, this season is going to be longer than Season 2, so they're able to actually fit more material in there that's going to focus on several characters, if that makes sense. So they're able to use all that spare time to focus on characters like Luke, Ahsoka, and more. Mind you, we only had one episode of Ahsoka Tano in Season 2 of Mando. Just let that sink in. One episode. What Favreau wants to do with Season 3 is to have her in multiple episodes. So he really wants to make her a real part of the show to set things up for the Ahsoka series, to really make her live-action variant more and more familiar. So that's his overall plan. So let me know what you guys have to say about this entire, design by Jon Favreau, of how he plans to drag in some of these beloved characters from the past and mix them in with the new. We have characters like Ahsoka and Anakin meeting up with Luke Skywalker and kind of throwing that in there. I think that's great and all, and how Din Djarin's going to also play a role on their adventures. So Pedro Pascal, just up until a couple of days ago, he hasn't really been filming for The Mandalorian Season 3. In fact, he hasn't really begun any extensive work on the show just yet, because he is working on other projects, but he will be doing a lot of work this November and December with principal photography. So that's when he's going to begin filming a lot of his scenes for, of course, the character Din Djarin. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, then make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.